Here we are, day 10. You've made it through all 9 days, all the way to get to day 10. I just want to say congratulations. I also want to share my humility and honor that you've made it this far and that you're still here continuing to decide for yourself. I want more for myself. Something here is resonating with me. I'm willing to listen. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the activities. And I want to overcome fear. And if you have something that I can take, if I have something that you can take from me, because all the other things so far haven't been working, then maybe this is it. Maybe we can start stepping into those things through something that I've worked on personally. You can connect with me because you know me. And maybe through my shifts and this personal connection that we have, we can get you through that. So day 10 is believe in yourself. And before we start talking about believing in ourselves, I just want to say again, I hope you celebrated yourself. I hope you're taking time to recognize how much work you're putting in, how much effort you were putting out there to say, you know what, all these other things haven't worked. I need my day to stop. I need to start working on myself. I'm willing to listen to a new perspective because other things haven't worked. I'm in this cycle and this cycle needs to break. I'm sick of being where I'm at and I want to be where I'd like to be. Now, I hope you're taking those 3 deep breaths. Hope you centered in. I hope you have gotten to a place that's here, because today's going to be a big day. It's going to be a little bit of wrapping up everything. It's going to be a little bit of touching on a lot of things. It's going to be some principles to really hone in and dive into everything that we went through in the last 9 days. And it's a longer day. It's a big day. And so I really hope you found the space to clear out and give yourself this time. And again, remember, you can always come back. Don't feel that you have to sit through the whole thing, but finish out this video because I'm giving you 4 to 5 principles to tie in everything. So believing in self. Believing in self is trusting in ourselves. It's believing in you. It's believing in you and the innate ability, the deep down ability that you have within you, that you have the ability to cultivate, to pull out, to be able to invoke, as we keep saying, invoke, come alive, bring to reality this greatness that you deserve. Now, without belief, or you can say faith, without belief or faith, there is no knowing in the truth or in the capabilities of how magnificent you are, of how great you are, of how deserving you are, of how much you can have and create if you so choose to. Now, here's a great quote to kick off this last day and light that fire to your beliefs. Bring those fire to be as a burning bright light that you can lean on and look at and say, yes, that is mine. Your fear is when you have imagination that has no direction. But your faith on the other hand, is your imagination with pure direction. Now, when we talk about belief, and the reason why I bring faith into it is because I'm going to share this. Like, faith is not just religious. I mean, it can be, but think about what faith is. This word faith. If we want to bring in the religion aspect, you weren't born believing in that religion. You didn't come to this life, come out of the womb, grow up, and just all of a sudden say, I believe in this religion, or I believe in that religion, or I believe in that religion, or I believe in this religion. No, you were taught it. You were taught it, and then you made agreements and beliefs within yourself that assigned you to then have faith in it. See, you were born with this quality faith. Believing, on the other hand, is something you learn. Believing is something you were taught and something you agreed to. Just like the belief in self, you can teach yourself to believe in yourself. You can agree to believe in yourself. So now, just like many other things in the workshop in the last 10 days, you can choose to believe in them or you cannot. It's totally up to you. You can believe that you have greatness or you can have faith in your greatness. You were born with faith. But the faith in yourself, the faith of you, this is the confidence in knowing, even if there is not any proof Faith is your inner loyalty to yourself. Faith is that waking up and saying, I'm fucking great, and I'm going to create the life that I want. I'm going to have the life that I deserve. And just know it. That is faith. Now, our faith can be built up. It can be empowered. We can bring strength to it. It can be more foundational. It can be more sturdy, more resilient. And how we get to a state of building our faith is by going and doing and applying ourselves to the actions, to the goals, to the outcomes that we want. We need to, if we dedicate ourselves to our attention, we can empower our faith. Empower ourselves to the intentions of the things that we want for ourselves. Or that you just decide you claim it and you own it. So on our last day, I want to leave you with this sort of map, this type of framework or structure or a plan if you want to see it as that way. Because we briefly talked about our habits and our rituals. Our habits and our rituals will empower the actions to take steps into becoming our greatness. And as we empower those, we can start to learn our belief system and create the faith of ourself. Now, with our habits and our rituals, their importance all falls in not the importance, but the ability in how we create small wins for ourselves every single day will show that our habits and rituals are working. And when we see that things are working, we will stick to the plan, we'll commit, we'll do the work, and we'll find a way to change our beliefs and agreements to get the momentum going, to step over, to overcome our fear, to create, to fall into a faith system of how great we are. So the importance is how we create these small wins for ourselves. I mean, super small. They can be as small as you want, like having 5 to 10 things that you do every single morning that will create a win for you. Get up on time, make your bed and clean your room, brush your teeth, like repeat mantras or affirmations to yourself, meditate for 10 minutes, write things you're grateful for, write 5 things you're grateful for every morning. Those are all small wins. Don't overthink this. You don't got to go climb the Great Wall of China to have a small win. Create wins that build momentum. I mean, think about this. The best athletes didn't just wake up one day and go, I'm going to be the best athlete on the planet and I'm going to become professional, and just it happened. No, they put in the time to create the small wins. They accumulated small wins regularly. They did the things. They put in the work. They put in the process. All that stuff amounts to massive foundation, which creates the greatness. And that empowers your faith. What would make us any different in unlocking our potential to master our lives and to step into the greatest version of ourselves than a professional that actually put in the deep down work to commit, to take action, to create small wins, to build up to have faith in who they were and what they wanted. So I want to invite you to take notes on these tips on this next part of inspiration for the truth of the last 10 days and the activities, but then to incorporate those things, to incorporate all of them. I've put together these 5 life principles to just really tie in everything. So principle number 1 is a life with objectives. Have a life with objectives, right? Objectives are even smaller than your goals. You break your goals down into objectives. When you create a focused, directed objective, or you can call them your mission if you'd like, your missions, your mission statement. I even encourage you to write a mission statement for yourself. A vision, a mission, and a purpose. They really give you the fire to why you're doing things. It gives you that why. Anyways, whatever you call them, objectives, missions, these become the things that make your daily life in the bigger picture, that big grandiose thing that we want. They bring a sense of existence for you to feel worth living for. They give you the daily actions like, yes, I'm living for this, to create this. I can see this, it's happening. They give you momentum. And I love this quote about that. It's like, I love to say, and I use this for myself, is live a life worth living. Basically, you need to choose and decide what these are for yourselves, these objectives and missions. And what are these objectives that when you fulfill them, they give you joy. They actually make you feel good. They provide you with meaning. They give you some sense of, even as simple as this, is complete. You feel complete or completedness. You've accomplished something. They are the small wins that we get, and then we celebrate ourselves. Celebrate yourself more often. I keep talking about this. Collect small wins, and every day, celebrate yourself when you complete them. Some days you're not going to get them all done. So when you do, celebrate yourself. And don't be hard on yourselves when you don't. Now, your life objectives can be anything. They can be even to attain and fulfill all your goals and dreams. They can be just to get those little things done every morning. Writing in your journal, meditating, listening to a podcast that you love, watching an inspirational video, spending more time with your kids before you go to work and actually making them a priority, spending time with your kids when you go home from work and playing with them, spending time with your wife after the kids go to bed, or your husband, and like connecting, whatever those may be for you. But you need to take time to really think about them and make them about you, ones that you decided that are for yourself, that bring you joy. And this may sound a bit crazy, but everyone on this planet has a life objective or a mission that they want to achieve and accomplish. This mission or objective or this purpose, you might not even know it yet. Honestly, I found mine 2 years ago. I'm 39 years old, and I'm just now starting to really step into it. So you might not know it yet, but yet is the key word here, because you do have one, and you do have it. And I'm going to guarantee it's not that 9 to 5 you have that you know is just paying you because you have some passion in it. Somewhere deep down within you, in your subconscious, and maybe you already know what this purpose is, or this mission, or this objective in your life, but there's this reason, there's this something inside of you resonating about something that you deeply, deeply care about, and about something so specific in your life. It's there, but you got to go in there and got to go for it. If you don't know what it is yet, I can help you with that, but it's in there. It's really in there. It's deep in there. But to take control of your life and really invoke the reality that you want to have, to become fearless in our own greatness, you have to know what makes you tick. And here's the best question for that. What makes you get out of bed every day? What is your why? What is your why that moves you? And moves you with such deep faith that nothing else can take that away from you. Principle number two, don't sacrifice those objectives. Don't sacrifice objectives. Why? It's pretty simple. Try and wrap your head around this. Because this is what drives your soul. This is what your heart seeks to fulfill. It's where you become fearless. It's become where you step into your greatness, to be able to live a life with meaning and purpose. This is you acting in your most authentic self. So many people have the biggest hardship right here in this principle, because they would rather compromise or sacrifice their objectives and missions or purpose in life because they think that they have to. They think they have to give those up rather than change things in their process or in their method to actually make them real and to achieve them. And what I mean is, a lot of people think, I can't go for it. I've got all these other things going on. I can't go for it. I have kids. I can't go for it. I already have this job. I can't go for it. I have a partner I need to be dedicated to. Those are all excuses. All those things should be fired to help you get to where you want to be and should be part of what's getting you there, not your hindrance and not your excuse. So the excuses and the compromises, when they come in, you need to change your process. You need to change how you actually work on your objectives. This is what it means to not sacrifice your objectives to obtain the life that you want, the life that you deserve, the greatness that you want to feel, the fearlessness that you know is resonating inside of you. So how you go for it and how you make it your reality is totally up to you, but don't compromise what you deserve and want. Here's the rule of this principle. Always be willing to be flexible. If you're flexible on your methods and on your approach and how you handle things, how you let the world change in front of you, they're all supposed to change. Your life should evolve and change. And you're actually, what you think you feel and want now could change along the way. You have to be open to have that happen. 2 years ago, when I thought I found my purpose, it's all evolved in the last 2 years. And now as I'm stepping into where I'm stepping into now, something I've never done, it may change in a year, it may change in 3 years, I don't know. As they change, so do you. Change your goals and objectives, but never sacrifice the things that truly make you fulfilled, the things that make you feel on fire, make you feel like your heart's gonna explode with profound joy. Principle number 3, have a growth mindset. Have a growth mindset. Now, this is where we take tools from 3 of the days in this workshop. You're going to look at day 6, day 7, and day 8 to empower your growth mindset. In these days, they're going to help you incorporate into becoming more fluid in how you empower your mind. Because when we give up this ego mindset, remember I said the ego is like fight or flight. It's always like super worried, this old ego, right? We're going to empower a new one. When it's in fight or flight, it's in win or lose, fight or flight, survive or die, win or lose, right? When we can get out of that mindset, we can get out of that thinking, you liberate yourself and you free yourself from so much fear. And the biggest thing when you have a growth mindset is you free yourself from the idea of failure. We live in this idea or this belief of win or lose, right or wrong, because we were taught this. We were taught this throughout our whole life. That's how life operates, good or bad, right or wrong, win or lose. I'm pretty sure most of us did. And if you didn't, you're very lucky because you have a growth mindset. You're free from those types of thinking. If you think like this, you will never give yourself the opportunity for true growth. Now, for me personally, I love changing through failure. But what I've done in doing that is I've changed the word failure for myself. I've changed the word failure to the word experiment. And here help me in doing that. It helped me reframe my stories about this word that fit me, because failure never then wasn't so scary. I started to look at failure like a scientist would. Think about when we were in science class in school. Scientists don't see failures ever through their work, through their studies, and through their tests. Every test that they have, every experiment yields results. There's results through that experiment. Regardless of the outcome that they wanted, whatever that outcome is, even if they didn't get it, there was always results that helped them get a little bit closer to their end goals. If they didn't get that exact end result, then they went back and they experimented again. They took all their knowledge and know-how, tweaked some changes, changed their process, and then they kept experimenting. So try to learn to experiment more often. And don't embody the idea of failure as this overwhelming, crippling feeling that's going to just continue to hold you back. Because when we have a growth mindset, we will not be attached to this success or failure. It will only be about forward progress, growth. When you are growing, in any sense, you are succeeding. We must always go back and see the opportunities for the lessons and then learn from them. And when we do that, we aren't continually making the same mistakes over and over. Just imagine how great your progress to fearless greatness will be when you apply this style of faith and belief to any aspects of your life. I would imagine it's gonna be pretty epic. So growth mindset. Number 4, we want to work on structuring self-control. A growth mindset is great now, and it's gonna be huge for us, but we have to add in another process or principle in this process. With our growth mindset, it's gonna give us fire to move forward, but do you think that's all that's gonna help you reach those levels that you want to achieve or unlock or reach or witness or believe in? Because growth mindset's not gonna be it. That's just a mindset. We have to take action. Where's the action? And that's where principle 4 comes in. This is where the power of our habits and our rituals show the rewards to us over time, to yourself. Your actions are going to show you rewards through your ability to keep moving, to use your growth mindset, to use your habits in your daily rituals. This is where your reward comes, through your structure. You have to incorporate those small wins, because the daily small wins equal consistent actions. When you're taking consistent action, you're growing over time. Consistency creates commitment. Commitment creates bigger and bigger unfolding. Like I said when we talked about commitment, once you move past commitment, an overwhelming momentum will start with you and start moving you in the right direction. An object in motion stays in motion. When you start achieving things regularly, these start turning into long-term habits that just keep happening for you, and they empower your actions. They empower you to keep turning over and over and over and keep repeating the process. If we add structure to our actions, you're gonna find a great amount of excitement as you unfold this process. And it's going to be exciting to have action moving into place, but we can then turn it up one more notch, because we don't want our actions, our excitement over the actions, to burn out. We don't want them to dissolve or dissipate. We want to keep those actions sustainable, right? I've so many times I've gotten on a roll and then I burn out. It's like, well, what the fuck happened? I was like doing all the actions. Like, have you ever had that happen? You've been working on something, you've been committed. You're like, oh yeah, 3 weeks makes a habit. You get to the habit, and then like 4, 5, 6 weeks, you start to burn out. It's like your willpower to create it just isn't enough. Like, your willpower is not sustainable. So consistency, your consistent actions over time will start to become effortless. We have to keep them moving. Once we are committed and they're happening regularly, basically this is going to turn yourself into a subconscious reflex. you're going to have this subconscious reflex that's happening as you turn over actions over and over and over. Think about when you started to learn to ride a bicycle. Once you just kept turning and turning and turning, it just started happening. Now you get on a bike, you go on autopilot, right? You can ride a bike, you can eat a sandwich, you can talk on the phone, you can text on the other hand, you can listen to music. We need to get our actions on autopilot through our habits and rituals, through having a system, a structure to this process. So by having self-control, we can stay on track. But creating the structure within that self-control will start to change our old habits and our old ways of thinking or our old ways of acting into regular thought patterns or subconscious programming that we are creating. When we do that, you start to create this brand new lifestyle that we didn't even know could exist. When we start this just momentum, more and more gets behind us. But the thing is, in creating the actions, no one knows us better than us. No one knows what distracts you better than you. No one knows what gets you off task quicker than you. No one knows your triggers more than you. Well, maybe your partner. Your partner might know your triggers. Sometimes we don't know what we need to do in the beginning. Sometimes we're totally lost. But those consistent daily little wins, those daily actions, they start to become something that we witness and realize with concrete belief and faith that now we know, oh, this is what works for me. And like I said, trial and error. Some things aren't going to work. You're going to have to change your process and your methods. You have to be flexible to change. Try new things out. Bring in your curiosity. Invite that childhood-like nature and start inviting in new ways to try new things to keep that momentum moving. Just to share with you, the top performers in life, in any aspect of the world, have all integrated their own idea or their own process of success in a routine or a structure or daily life systems into how they live every day. So if the most successful, most top well-known performers are creating those life structures on a daily level and having systems in place, us, me and you, that we're not there yet, have to start putting these things into place. Think about your job that you have, especially if it's a job that you don't feel is putting you there. It's not making you thrive. It's not letting you live in a state of greatness. Your job now has a set of systems and procedures and policies and structures that help you do your job and make you stay committed to your job, or otherwise you would lose it. And you get paid for following those systems and procedures and those policies to create the small wins, to create your job that helps that business keep making money. So why do you not do it for yourself? Start to create the structure and the self-discipline to take action. Now, principle number 5, I'm shortening it and calling it DABS. You know, DABS. But what DABS stands for is daily action boosters or daily attitude boosters. They're things that are going to make you make moves, or they're going to boost your attitude every single day. And I'm gonna explain why I call them DABS in a second. This idea that hit me. So this last principle is going to tie in all of the 10 days and inspire you to invoke your reality right now, right here, because I keep saying it, time is not an option anymore. And this is by incorporating and using this last principle of daily attitude or daily action boosters, your DABS. You can call them whatever you want, but I think DABS is pretty easy. And they all came to me through this aha moment. Again, change them if you will. But think about when people dab, when you dab, right? We dab like this. It's gonna be funny at first. But when we dab, it's almost like we're looking down and we're looking backwards. Down and backwards is not where we want to be headed. We want to be moving forward and upwards, right? So when we dab, we should be dabbing that way, where we're headed, with our vision in sight, with our mission and actions, and aiming at the direction with our intention of where we want to go. So when we use our dabs, we're using our daily action or attitude boosters to support us. These can be used as a daily life hack. They can become your core life hack for yourself. These dabs are going to be what give you the support and the massive leverage that you need to encourage yourself in becoming the greatest version of yourself, in whatever that means to you. Whatever that means to you. Basically, through our dabs, we want to unlock our dream state, our dream self, our highest attaining achievement is what we want to become. That thing that I had said, what is more important in life than reaching that highest, most attaining achievement or desire or lifestyle or belief system or version of yourself that you could ever reach in your life? Like, what is more important than that? But to get to that, you need powerful dabs along your journey. What are going to be those daily action boosters that are going to take you there? Because to invoke the reality that you want and to become fearless in how great you are no longer allowed to think like an average person. You no longer are allowed to think like the way you used to think. That is gone. You have to change that thinking mentality. Otherwise, you're going to consistently have that way of living. Think about your average day right now. Do you already feel tired or that you have lack of time? Do you already feel you're pulled in so many directions? Do you feel that like you're pulled in more directions than you actually want every single day? Most everyone does when they're not living in a state of pure joy every single day of who they are. Your self-created dabs are going to be that secret that take you from where you are now to this superhuman self, this lion, the superhuman, superman, superwoman moment that you're going to have in your life. Dabs, as I mentioned, are this like core skill or this life hack that are going to give you the leverage in so many different aspects of your life, all at the same time. These are the things that are going to solidify you into moving through and overcoming fears, to overcoming your disbelief, to overcoming negative self-talk. They are the foundational skills that you're going to create that activate your faith, your belief in the life that you want to create. They give you this personal confidence in your own abilities. They give you this way of having, they almost establish this effectiveness in how you take action, and they do it in a whole new level because you're just so, you become so used to the old way. You try and step into it, the voices start, you fall down, you fall back. You lean on someone else, can you support me and tell me, can you help me? Well, then that gets old because you don't have any of these boosters that are lifting you up every time. Every time you fall down, you have a dab. That's what these are for. And they're for you to not just have one, they're for you to have a tool belt full of them. For when things show up, you know how to get out of this negative mindset. Your dabs are uniquely yours. And they're going to work differently for everyone, whatever they are. But I'm going to give you 8 key critical dabs that you can learn, that you can use, that you can incorporate to empower and to invoke within you every day to reach your greatness. If you use these 8 dabs, make them fit your life. If you're not sure how to use them, we can work on that together. I can help put these into a bigger framework or perspective for you to help them establish presence in your life so that they work for you. But one is self-empowerment. What are you doing to create self-empowerment for yourself? When you feel down, How do you self-empower yourself? Okay, so one of your dabs, create self-empowerment. Number two, self-control. What are you doing when you start getting distracted? What is something that you can incorporate into your life that when you start getting distracted, you can bring back in more self-control? Number three, have renewable vitality. Kind of renewable vitality. Vitality is our vigor, our excitement, our go, our fire. That burns out sometimes. We get tired, we get run down. The day is long, the kids are loud, the boss is nagging. You have to find a way to renew that energy and that excitement and that vigor within you to go no matter what. Renewable vitality. Number four, I talked about this earlier, mastering your emotions. Not earlier today, but like a few days back, we talked about emotions are important and that you are not your emotions. So you need to learn to master your emotions. If you allow the internal state of being to be something that depresses your motivation to go get what you want, you're not going to get there. Just like you got to master the mind, you got to master your emotions. So dab number four, master your emotions. Number five, mindful communication. Mindful communication. We talked about the power of our words and our stories, but to be consciously aware of who you speak to, how you share, who you're getting information from, who you're leaning on, and be open with how you talk about the goals that you want to achieve. Because when you have proper communication lines, it's going to help you move towards your dreams, your dream life, your greatness, become overcoming your fear, and to really start stepping into the reality that you want. Number six, have resourceful focus. Resourceful. Where are you looking to gain more strength, more confidence, more faith, more belief to empower your focus? Be resourceful with your focus. Again, it might not make sense, but that is something I can help you with. Number seven, learning and flexibility. We already talked about being flexible, but be able to learn more and be flexible that things you might know now can be changed, and be flexible in knowing that the way you've done things might also need tweaking. You got to be able to learn and you got to be able to be flexible. Lastly, number eight, for your dabs, you have to have adaptable forward thinking. We already talked about having a growth mindset. You got to be able to adapt and think forward. Growth is being able to expand and get bigger. But as you move forward, the way your thinking works, you have to be able to adapt to the nature of the scenarios and the circumstances that you're in. Be able to have adaptable forward thinking. That's why I said, we're not going down anymore. We're not going down and back. We're going up. Adaptable forward thinking. I told you day 10 was going to be a lot. But these principles and this idea of believing yourself has to be encompassed by the actions that you take and the tools that you have to create belief. It's taken me a long time to start stepping into myself, but it wasn't started until I bringing all these tools and things and beliefs and rewriting my agreements and re-looking at my stories and empowering my words till I really started believing in myself. It's work. This shit does not happen overnight. To believe in yourself, you're going to have to start to learn it. You can learn to believe in yourself. Learning to believe in yourself was realistically just the basis of this entire 10-day workshop. All the things that we talked about, worked through, talked about, looked at, uncovered, were to show you that within you already exists the ability to be great, that you can overcome your fear, that you are not your emotions and your thoughts. But the real true idea of the 10 days was to awaken you, to invoke in you the reality that you already have resting inside of you, this ferocious, awaiting lion to be uncaged and to be let loose into the world. So in my journey to create this for myself, my desire, my purpose was to bring in that idea of faith in your own greatness, because I had to see it in myself to start stepping into the things that I truly wanted to do, was doing things like this, doing workshops, doing trainings, doing retreats where I can help people. I said I don't like help, where I can support, encourage people to see in them, to invoke the reality within them that they already have it inside of themselves, which you do. You already have it. And the time is now. You don't have days, you don't have weeks, you don't have months, you don't have years to reach your full potential. Stop living like you were promised tomorrow. Your time, your reality, your fearless courage, your greatness is right now. There is no more time to wait. There is no more New Year's resolutions to start looking forward to. What is your why? And what are you going to do to make it a reality? Thank you for hanging tough for all 10 days. You've made it through all 10 days. That is to be celebrated. Thank you for wanting to aspire to more for yourself, to seek more for yourself, to cultivate more for yourself, to shine in this world. And I say thank you because that you that's going to do all of that, that you that you're desiring to create is also the you that's going to impact the world that I get to live in. And I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you wanting that for yourself. And I say thank you because you deserve to be thanked. You should thank yourself. Celebrate yourself. Treat yourself. Go out to a nice dinner for completing these 10 days. Do something for yourself, for wanting to do the work to reach that next level. I'm going to close this workshop up with one more day tomorrow. Just is like a thank you. But I do want to say that I am available for additional one-on-one coaching sessions, workshops. Together, we can do group sessions. I told you I've created this process called the timeline extraction that I'm working on and using now. It's helped me take me to where I'm at now in my life. And I just want to share and openly say, like, you're here to be supported. I'm here to support you, to encourage and assist you, to truly start opening up, unpacking this 10 days for you, to finding that fearless greatness within yourself. We can dive deeper into every single day that we went through, or we can just look at specific days. There might be only like a few days that you're like, you know what, I can't get past these things. The other ones I've gotten past, these ones I cannot. We can work together on getting you that daily plan or an activation into achievement for things that work for you. We can find out what is your massive leverage? What is your why? We can get into the depth of your old programming. We can start to reprogram with new beliefs, create new agreements through that, so you can truly invoke the reality that you want. Because we need to make it real right now, today. You deserve it, you want it, you need it. It's awaiting you. There's no need to fear how great you are. Just have faith that you already are. Tomorrow I'm going to drop a closing video, a wrap-up video, a little summary, recap, a bit of what's next, what you can expect, what you can look forward to. And I did mention early on in this workshop that I had something special that I would like to share and I want to offer. So maybe we'll hint a little bit more at that. And also, again, I want to share my thanks and wrap up this 10-day workshop. Day 10 has been long enough. I don't need to share anymore. Congratulations, 10 days, fearless greatness, invoking your reality. We want to become fearless in our greatness and have less fear so we can create the reality that's already inside of us that we want to have. Take care. Love y'all. Hey, and what do you know? No activity other than working on those 5 principles. Take care. Love y'all. See you back tomorrow for the last day of the workshop.